The impressive $1 million mark by leveraging the power of AI. As the host of the Shankar Poncelet podcast, Shankar shares his wealth of knowledge and expertise in utilizing AI for business success. He offers tips, tricks, and strategies that help entrepreneurs and business owners stay ahead of the curve and achieve their goals. Join us now at dailycontent.ai. Please give a warm welcome to Shankar Poncelet.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Marie finds that very funny, I would say. Antrea as well. Yes, I cannot get enough of this button that applauds me, and it just makes me feel so great in the morning, right? And after all, we're going to call this room AI for Harmony, finding balance in our busy lives. Now, let's see who we have here. I really like to always look at our beautiful audience. So we have Antrea, Marie, and Abdul from Pakistan. Great to have you. Ivan from the city of Johannesburg, South Africa. We have Carmen from Dallas. Yeah, I'm in Texas too, Carmen. Great state. And then we have Kevin Patel from Philadelphia. Well, let's see. I got this idea of having the room about AI for Harmony because I have observed what AI has done for me in my business over the past, time flies. Chat GPT was released in November, I believe. So we can already talk about 5 months of having used that form of AI in my business. Of course, there's a lot more different versions of AI, but I think that ChatGPT is most likely the one that I have used most often. It's probably due to my the nature of my work. I do create a lot of written content, and I do have to combine a lot of different ideas and see how I can make them work for certain audiences, combine different ideas. That's where, of course, that tool is very powerful. As I was reflecting on the time, currently we know that Easter is ahead of us and is a time of resurrection, and I was thinking, well, what is there that needs to be resurrected in my life, right? And I thought a little bit about what really matters to me, what is just super essential. And for me, there are many things, but one that has really become very apparent because I had to overcome some health struggles a few years ago. I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, creates a lot of pain in your back and so on and so forth. So the good news is that I had to completely reinvent my lifestyle, reinvent how I eat and how I sleep and how much coffee I drink and all of that. And I was able to really get that under control without medication. I never ended up in the wheelchair, which was something that the doctors told me. So long story short, I really value my health. I like going to the gym, spending time at the sauna, spending time meditating, and those activities have taken a little bit of a back seat in my business. Particularly, I have reflected over the first quarter of the year. When I compare it to last year's results, we have doubled our net profit, but I would think I have done a negative 200% time at the gym, right? So I think that is something to be aware of, and I want to kind of see how AI can help me get back that time. And it has done that in so many ways. Every morning, I try to write a content prompt for people who want to post something on social media. I believe some of you in the room actually get that content prompt. And I used to write everything by hand in the past. And now what I do is I take an excerpt out of a book that I can relate to. Then I write my opinion about it, and I use an app called Hemingway app, which is free to use. You just go to hemingwayapp.com, I believe. And then it helps you, that website, that AI helps you bring it down to a reading level of your choice. It is advisable to not exceed a reading level of grade 9 for most business use cases. So I bring it down to a reading level 9, and then I use, I copy it and I paste it into Chat GPT, and I say, can you take what I have written and change this into something that is appropriate for a social media post on LinkedIn? And what it does very well is it injects these emojis and these icons, and people love that. It breaks up the text very nicely. Then I say, okay, imagine I have a group of social media students and they needed to know how they can replicate that for themselves. And ChatGPT will propose a very well written prompt based on my initial idea. So you can see that what I'm doing is I'm taking people through a journey. I'm taking ChatGPT through several steps. I first connected with, well, first of all, I look for something in my life like Easter. Then I take something that I read in a book. Then I connect it to Hemingway app, and then I used the AI technology to pivot it into two of my needs. Number one is my own post. Number two is the content prompt for people. And that is just something that has been working very well for me. So a process that used to take over an hour can now be done in 15 minutes, and the result is very beautiful. Now, of course, the trap we all fall into easily is that by having more time back in our days, now what does the typical business owner, including myself, do? They just press more into the day, right? And then we are right back at where we were. Yes, who can relate to that? You get some time back, you become more efficient, and instead of using that for white space, you just say, oh, nice, now I can do more. Who can relate to that? Give me a thumbs up. Antrea, okay. Antrea can relate to that. What? Only Shanee, okay. Shanee and Antrea. All right. Everyone else here is very, very perfect with their harmony in life. They don't have any issues. Oh, now you show your thumb, Kevin. Awesome. All right. Well, it is time for some of you to join me on stage if you want to. Carmen, she found the reaction button as well. Great. Thank you. I feel not alone right now. Kevin is taking me up on my offer to join me on stage. Kevin, how are you today? Oh, he changed his mind. He's like, no, I didn't want to go on stage. I just wanted to give the thumbs up. I am not ready for this. Or maybe he is. Okay, let's try this again. Welcome on stage, Kevin. You need to unmute yourself.
Hey Shankar, how are you?
Good, good. How are you, Kevin?
Good. I think the question was what do you do with the white space time you get?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we are hardwired as an entrepreneur to, just do more and more and more and over deliver. And I think it comes with the cost too. So definitely, like, I think having that weekly schedule where you have your self-care, regimen, the way you said, you take time for sauna, meditation, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think chat AI and everything, that will not tell us what to do, but if there's a way that AI can help us schedule that, that'd be good. So that it's automated too.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for bringing that, how you relate AI, and how do you bring that, what is going on in your life, and then what do you want from AI, and then what your customer wants. So those three levels um, definitely helps to make it real, I feel like. So it's not like something coming from nowhere, but it gives a structure to your content. So that's the big thing I got from your talk this morning.
Ah, thank you. And has AI given you time back as well in your life?
Yeah, I think I'm still in a very initial stage of leveraging it, but recently I'm working on my quiz funnel, and I'm gonna use it for images. I'm gonna use it for uh, all the research work I'm gonna do. So I'm already using it to just create interview questions, and just getting some insight into my business. So I think there is a lot of ways to use AI. There's a lot of new tools which are available now. It's just learning how to leverage them in a useful manner rather than wasting your time, because I think learning takes up a lot of your time sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so choosing the right tool will be the key when all these products and services related to automating the choice of, let's say, image, headlines, uh, or anything like that. We need to have a structured way to really leverage all the resources we have out in the marketplace, and starting with the free tools.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think what is really key is identifying workflows that are powered by AI that help us make a shortcut for repetitive tasks in our daily business lives that are nonetheless very essential. And I like what you have given as examples, which is the research behind things and then summarizing and coming up with the creative artwork that surrounds your professional outcome, which typically takes a certain energy out of our mental power, and then there's decision fatigue, there's creative fatigue that creeps in over time, and all these types of work steps in our workflows have become much easier, at least for me. Like to give you another example, when I decided on how I would talk about this idea of resurrection and how I would combine that with a post, then I said, well, now what makes sense to me, and I always like to use different workflows in life and connect them throughout everything I do throughout the day so that I maximize the use out of everything. So I said what makes sense now is to use that as a topic for a live audio room. And I said, well, help me brainstorm for a good title for that audio room. And I basically took almost what it proposed, AI for harmony, finding balance in our busy lives. I think I took that, exactly that. And then I said, well, what cover image am I going to give this event? And if you click the three dots in the top right corner, you see the cover image. You see this beautiful field of flowers with electric type of colors. I think it came out so beautifully. You can go and click the three dots and see. And that was AI image generation, something that Kevin referred to as well. And now, again, for me, having posted in the morning, having come up with my audio room, that is very powerful and has been reduced to 15 minutes versus an hour. And it goes a step further. This is currently being recorded. And what I will do later is I will take the MP3 file and upload it into an AI platform that within 10 minutes will give me the transcripts, the timestamps, the 5 tweets that accompany our recording, a social post, and a newsletter, and a blog post. So work that would typically have taken 1 or 2 days if I had assigned that to one of my team members is now being done in the background with the help of AI in 5 to 10 minutes. It's incredible. So definitely come back in about half an hour. Come back to this event on LinkedIn, and I will post the recording link in the comments. And I will also, you will see that there's a summary of our conversation in podcasting called the summary of the podcast, the description, and also the show notes. And all of that was generated by AI. Very, very powerful. Okay. Andrea's coming to stage. Good morning, Antrea. You gotta unmute yourself first.
Whoops, there we go. Okay. So good morning. I wanted to just say that I completely identify with one of the problems that we are that Kevin was expressing about, leveraging AI tools efficiently, basically, because we get kind of bombarded sometimes. And I always say that I'm over-tooled, but that's because Shankar's brain works really different than mine. And he's able to be exposed to all of these tools. And so I learn a lot from him when he just explains what each tool is for and how to best use it, so I don't have to do all the research. So that's one thing. But I think, like, when it does come down to it, because it's just going to increase our exposure to these different tools, is like one suggestion I have, and it's been helping me, is to like start with your problem. Like, identify the problem that you're trying to solve or the task you want to take care of, whether it's automating it with AI or something like that. And then once you've identified that problem, then you can use a tool that makes sense to you. So for example, Shankar knows this. He's like, okay, you didn't try, but it's going to take a long time. After watching the OpenAI founder go through, like, basically Chat GPT with vision, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna make my Discord bot, my Chat GPT, have vision. And so, with the help of one of our web developers, over several hours, I found out actually you need to have a playground and there's all of these other things but then I asked myself, why am I even trying to do this? Like, what was I thinking when what am I going to need image recognition for? And so I think it just comes down to you trying to figure out, like, what problem am I trying to solve?
Mm-hmm.
What tool would be best for this? And like, because I really love efficiency in operations, you really need it. But like computer vision algorithms, that, like, I'm not doing object recognition or facial recognition or any kind of, I was just really impressed, and I wanted to be able to do the same thing, not understanding that it's not exactly something that I'm going to use in my day to day, like snap pictures of things and have ChatGPT generate text that's, based on the image, or using it for creating new websites and things like that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, that you're not alone, and we can leverage it most by just identifying what we need it for to solve whatever problem we need.
Yes, and sometimes with a little bit of patience, someone does the heavy lifting, right? Because you remember that website that you found where you can upload a picture and then it basically exports a description
Yes.
that is someone who did that image recognition bot for you, and now you can just have a very easy user interface and upload your picture and get the output, right? And that's very smart
So I
to
laugh because you told me, you're like, Antrea, they're probably going to come out with some addition to their interface or some tool or something. And surely enough, they're coming out with plugins. So I don't know. I was like, no, I have to do it. I have to have computer vision in my Chat GPT bot now. And it just, it took up a lot of time. I learned a lot, but I don't think it was the most efficient use of my time, nor should I do it with every AI tool that comes out. So you're right. And there was another one that came out that did more closely solve the problem that I had.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe just a quick announcement here because it fits into the conversation and it fits into what Kevin spoke about. So there's 3 people here in the room so it is Antrea and then Shanee in the audience and myself. We have partnered together to put a program together where we show you how to efficiently use AI tools to get better at reaching your business goals. It's a very powerful program. And if you want to know more about that, either message myself or Shanee or Antrea, and then we can tell you more about what that would look like. But that is something we are very excited about. And Antrea and Shanee, because of that, I have, of course, become an over-tooled person as well. Every day I explore a new AI tool, I sign up for it, and then I will say I learn on your behalf, right? If it is worth talking about it, I will. If not, it's just been another happy experiment. But it's fun. It's really fun, and I'm very blessed that I can combine my curiosity with doing something that has value for the community. All right. Do we have someone else who wants to join me on stage? Just generally share thoughts on how they might have been able to use AI to bring back a little bit more time balance into the busy lives, ideas, or maybe even you want to talk about something that you would like to see implemented with AI. Any type of conversation like that is more than welcome to be had here on stage. Just raise your little virtual hand and we can bring you up. You can share that with us. If not, okay. Shanee. Great. Good morning, Shanee.
What's up, Shankar? So if you had to only choose 3, what are the 3 tools that are helping your productivity right now with AI?
Only 3. Number 1 is, of course, still Chat GPT. I love the increased logic capability of version 4. Number 2 is Mid-Journey because it's really, really powerful in helping you create visuals that match your desired situation. And then number 3 would be I really fell in love with an AI video creation tool where I just upload the script that ChatGPT gave me, and then an AI avatar basically becomes the actor who brings everything to life. So those 3 tools, and then I will give a number 4, even though you only asked for 3, and that is what I referred to earlier. This AI where I upload the recording of our conversation, and then within 5 to 10 minutes, we have a bunch of assets that we as content creators and influencers need on a daily basis.
That's so interesting. I could have sworn you had mentioned Spoke So
which
yeah.
ones are yours, Antrea?
yeah, mine are the same. So Chat GPT and Midjourney. But then my third would be Spoke, which is now powered by GPT-4, and there's a total difference. So Spoke is it's the recorder, the note-taking recorder, that app that goes into your Zooms or your Teams meetings and not only records and transcribes the conversation, but highlights, gives you key insights, summaries, action items, next steps. And they recently have made a lot of changes to improve it, where you can select a portion of the conversation and turn it into a video clip. And I just find that tool to be incredibly powerful because, in terms of streamlining, operating from the back end, having front-facing conversations with clients, and then being able to give action items right away to the team, or clips of conversations, keeping it still confidential, but then passing on the part that will allow whatever team member, whoever they are, wherever they are, to be able to asynchronously work on their tasks is super helpful. And there's just a lot that's automated in there, that has saved me a ton of time from going through the transcript and finding all of these things manually. So that's definitely helpful. It's called Spoke.
Yeah, that's really powerful. And then there's another one that people like a lot. It's called Fathom, I believe, Fathom, and it is free to use. Of course, nothing in this world is for free. You give away all your contact information, but yeah, that's another
Shankar,
conversation.
she asked you for 3. See how he can't stick to 3.
I would definitely replace, because y'all jumped into Midjourney way more than me, which is why you're the experts teaching it to the group, right? But I would definitely replace Midjourney with Canva. I just use it a lot more. And Canva's AI stuff is just getting better and better. So
It's especially from a workflow perspective, you have everything kind of built in, even to the point where you can push it to different platforms and save in different kind of ways. So I see that for sure.
Yeah. Also in terms of ease of use for the less, what should I call it?
What should you call it?
yeah, okay, Shankar, the less creative.
What a nice way of formulating that. I'm just gonna stick with that.
the more simple.
I'm just gonna stick with that then. Okay. Okay. Well.
That's funny.
There is also one last request I have for all of you in the room, and that is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I'll open a Zoom room for about 1 hour, and in a very, I think, fun way, I'll show you how I use ChatGPT, Midjourney, and also an AI video generating software to create a video that is just going to be fun. So if you want to be joining me for that live, which I hope some of you will take me up on that, you go to aimasterbootcamp.com, and sign up. You can also click my face and use the link on my LinkedIn profile. All right, so we have about 2 minutes left, and Shanee taught me to always ask, do we have some final thoughts, closing remarks before we end this room? Anyone on stage? Now is the time.
Have fun on your journey, have fun learning, be an early adopter, be fearless, and try.
Yeah, it's more fun each and every day. And it's just limitless possibility. And you learn faster when you're around people that are just as obsessed with it. So that's why I have people like Shankar and Antrea in my corner.
Awesome. Kevin, you came up on stage to give your final thoughts?
Yeah, just want to wrap up with how we're gonna make AI bring harmony. So that word harmony, keep that in mind. So as we're going through this journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, is that a
I think
question?
that
I'm sorry.
I, I think that's one of the reasons why we started the mastermind, because like I feel a duty and responsibility to learn these skills every single day, to do what we can to be on a journey to master them, so that we could basically share that knowledge with our respective communities,
Mm-hmm.
because the people who don't learn them will find themselves in a very disharmonious situation in the near future. So that's kind of why we launched the whole thing, is to really accelerate harmony through sharing of this knowledge.
Yes, absolutely. And again, Kevin, maybe it's worth for us, maybe the three of us, the four of us, we can have a conversation aside, so you can learn more about that mastermind. But for now, I will play in some music, and then you can stay a minute or two to explore each other's profiles. And as always, thank you so much for your precious time. I know you could have been anywhere right now, and you chose to be here. And I really, really, really appreciate that. For now, peace, love, and light from San Antonio, Texas. And we'll be back very, very soon on this platform. Thank you all for your time. Bye-bye.